Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Sage Sentient, and today we're going to do a quick practice round on the new BLITZ Teams. There is a BLITZ infographic that's been going around that we kind of have like a good idea to see if it will basically give us a better understanding of teams in 37 that will help us get through with less losses. And if this works, which I've switched my teams, we're going to see how this does. I started just one ago, so this was 4.2 where I started at tier 7. So I lost on the first one, and then I won on the second one. So the goal here is to see if this will be a win of 30 out of 37. And if not, then fine. But if so, this will help me on my way to be getting 1% on the Ghost Spider Blitz 1%, or any 1% Blitz for that matter. So we're going to try and see how this goes. We're going to try and look for 3 top things on how to make your Blitz attacks better in Sim. One is no ISOs. No ISOs is one. Looking for teams that aren't meta, or characters that aren't meta. And then also looking for just broken up teams. Not like this, because this is very meta. With Surfer and Kestrel and, Infinity Watch members here. But this is also a broken up team, but this is Surfer and Eternals and Cloak and Dagger. So you don't want to use that, even though that they don't have ISOs either as well, even at tier 6. So we're just going to go here. We're going to try this team and see if it beats Defenders. This is just as a quick example. And it wins. So that's good. It actually wins pretty handily. So we're going to try and do that. So, oops. So now we're going to try and go here. So now we're just going to try and sim through some of these rosters and see if we can get it going. So we have another broken up team here. And let's see, we have Black Bolt and whatnot. Not meta. We have broken up tier. No ISO with the Brotherhood. But that's a broken up team as well. We have another broken up team with no ISO against this. So this is actually not bad. And I think the worst out of this is probably these guys. So we're going to go ahead and try this. You can also venture to a different team to get to different teams to beat. Yes, that's very true. Thank you so much there, Bondreas. I appreciate that. That is also another tip that you guys can use in that as well. So let's see. Not 2, not 3. So we'll go back to 2 here. This looks good. All right. And let's go here. The Supernatural against some of these guys. No ISO, no ISO, no ISO. Let's try the worst out of these guys. Let's try here. All right. We got Power Armor. All right, now these guys have ISO, but this is a broken up team. Kestrel's on this team, and then we have a full team here. So we don't really want to try that one. We want to try the one here, broken up and whatnot. So there's really no synergy and all those kinds of things. But you remember, you can also venture to a different team to get to a different set of teams as well at any point. So you can choose what you think is best. All right, so XForce. Wait, this first one, broken up with ISOs. This is actually okay. You have this one here. Your weakest link here is Iron Man and Quake in this squad. And don't want to use that one because that is a meta team. So let's try this one, XForce. Not bad. And then we go into F4. F4 kind of doesn't really do too well for me. This is actually the thick of my roster right here, where I feel like most of the characters lose. And this might be okay. We have no ISOs broken up team. We have no ISOs broken up team here as well. We have no ISOs broken up is here as well. But I kind of like this one better. There's a win. All right. So, and then we have Brotherhood. So let's see. We have a F4, no ISO. We have a Skilletary, no ISO. And then we have this team with ISO. Now, this team is actually, we have 2 teams that are full at G13, right? So the Synergize is there. Then we have this team that synergizes as well here at 13, and then we have another team here. Now, this team doesn't have any really much synergy except for these 2, but weak link here is this guy. So maybe this might win. Let's try it. And we get a win. So that's good. All right, so now we move on. Shadowland against Sims, not going to do it. We have Shadowland versus Shadowland. This is one is higher, but with no ISOs. Not sure how that's going to work. And then we have Infinity Watch. So I don't know about that. So, wow, this might be a little hard, but let's try. I mean, which one should we go here? So is it A, B, or C? Which one would win? All three no ISOs, but this has Sims. Really don't want to go against them. This is a debuff team. This team really needs debuffs also both ways to lose. Shadowlands is kind of like a premier team. Not premier team, but a B plus, A minus team at this point, even though they're about a year out. This team is just, I won't win. So if this doesn't happen, you can move and you can basically look up and let's see where we have a better matchup. So let's see, Asgardians, do they match up better with Shadowlands? Probably not. Infinity Watch? Probably not. Sims? Definitely not. So we're going to have to move up to another team. We're going to see. So we have Pim. And we get a new fresh round here. So it recalibrated to a different team here. So we have Pim versus Pim, but these guys have ISOs as well and a little bigger. This is definitely, it's more about gear more than power. And also, if you want to make sure that you figure that into your movements of Blitz, and you'll get the same teams if they're about the same power level. So this is why that Pim team moved into a different team when we went up in the next slot here. So let's see. Pim probably can beat this. I like that, even though they have the ISOs. Black Order, probably they're not going to beat them, even with the ISOs. So this might be okay. This is probably better. So let's try this one. And that's a win. So now that we got that, so now that we're in tier 8.2, what's up, puppies? And that one's for you, Hentai Senpai. And let's move back down. Let's see, we got Shadowlands. Let's see if it calibrates to a different one. Now, this is interesting. We have they do match up well here, Shadowlands versus Ak, but and they do have no ISOs, but they're a little bigger, especially with the gears. Remember, you have to remember that. And let's see, we have a Supernatural team here. This is probably going to be okay. And we can get that flip from Night Nurse here. And then we have XForce. So this might be not as good movement here. So let's try Supernatural. And there's a win. So even though they lost a couple here, you lost Electro, you lost Moon Knight, this is what they have there. All right, so let's move up. Let's see, we got Asgardians. We have a couple, Young Avengers Web Warriors here. And we have, let's see, no, definitely not going to win against Sims. And Asgards versus Asgards. So this is actually not terrible. But let's see what we can do here. Probably win here because they have no ISOs and another non-match team. Now, this is, these characters are meta. These characters are meta, but we're going to try this. This might be our best bet. So let's see what we can get here. And we lost. So there is a loss here. Obviously for a couple of reasons. You do have, 3 of the new meta characters. But it was a broken up team. We could move up a little bit, but that was only our first loss. It's okay. We're still at top of the tier 8 here, and we can get a little bit of a fresh round at the next one. So let's try wave 1. And these aren't particularly in the best order, so we're going to try and see. But I try and leave my worst characters, Blitz squads, at the beginning so that they can get their best rate win at the earliest. And then we can, move more of the meta teams and the better teams later on. So then we have some of these characters here. We have another broken up team with a couple Spider-Verse characters there. We have a Secret Avengers type squad here, a little high. I don't know if I want to go there. I'm definitely not going to win against this XMen team. So we have this squad, and then we have this squad. Probably going to lose here, probably in a higher percentage. You can always look at this, but this really doesn't matter sometimes. So let's try and see what we have at wave 1. And a win. So we got a win there. That's okay. So they didn't do too bad. A couple died there. Okay, so we have Guardians. We have versus Power Armor. We have Guardians versus Defenders with a broken up with Medic there. We have ISO with some of these guys here. I don't know about this one. And we have this pretty big rescue. Let's see if we can beat this one here. I don't know about this one, but we do have a big Gamora, so this might be good with damage. All right, so that's good. So we took them out. That's very nice. And let's see what I always have trouble with this team. This team like never wins. I don't know why, but they've got Phyla. You know, now that I readjusted it before I had I had Korath on here. They're just not. I don't know why there wasn't enough damage or not enough sustain. But even with a big Minerva and decent Ultimus and Ronin and Captain Marvel, that team with Korath just does not win. So I put Phyla with them. So we'll see what happens here. And definitely gives Phyla some serious boost here. And we have a broken up team with ISO here. This is pretty weak. I mean, it looks like your weakest link really is your shield medic here. We have another broken up team with Cable and Hulk here at your biggest with Black Bolt in there. And then we have another one. We have Ultron and shield medic and whatnot. So this is not too bad, but maybe we try I don't know. What do you think is probably best? Honestly, I kind of like this one. This one doesn't feel like it's going to win. But this is a little lower power level. And I don't know. Let's see. I think I might go with this one. This one seems a little better. All right, let's see if we can get a win here. And that's a win. Won pretty handedly there. Won pretty handedly. That's nice. All right, so we got here Skill Military. And we got these three teams. So we have a, Avengers squad here.
I'm proud of you.
And we have a Shang-Chi, Beast. These guys are kind of, really big here. This is Shang-Chi's meta. So don't really want to do that. We have a full squad here of F4. And I don't really want to try that one, but maybe this might be okay. Let's try here. Let's see what we got. All right, so this is not bad. So they didn't really do too well, but Red Guardian here is the biggest. He's the largest. And that's another thing too, is that you really want to have, if you're going to have like most of your teams, like the best part here is the fact that or the best tip I can say is to have a lot about your blitz squads having at least one or two tunes built pretty high. This is all my roster is level 65, gears at 6664, and some with T4s, some not. It really just depends. Really making sure that the team works. But this is really what you want to try and see here, is that making sure that your best built character or your most important built character, the engine of the squad, really stays built. You don't have to have them fully done. You can have your big three or your big two. Don't be afraid to break them up and things like, scatter them around or move them around. It's just really important. I mean, even still with Infinity Watch or Secret Avengers or New Warriors, don't be afraid to use them or pair them up with some other teams and other characters who don't have the booster power, or maybe they do have a synergy like a speciality that they can work together in some regard. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We have the Zemo Red Skull Hydra team here. Again, another team that's broken up. No ISO. And we have Scarlet here with Miles. It's a big Miles. Really nothing really to be afraid about here. We have a Defender squad here. Not really afraid of that, especially with no ISO. But this is Zemo Hydra. They should take out anything here. This is probably the Asgard team that might be the biggest built here, but not really afraid of any of these. So we're just going to keep going and just move along. So, and they took out some life here, but not too much. But that Grenadier is probably just maybe reviving from the loss and just keeps reviving there. We have Inhumans against the squad team here. We have Drax with Gamora. So you might, and maybe Yondu here with that rework. I mean, it might be okay. Still broken up. Weak link is Quake. No ISO there. We have Asgardian, really not scared here against the Inhuman team with this squad. They're not that strong anymore. And then you have this Avengers squad here. But I think this might be our best bet. So let's see what we have here. And that's another victory. Let's keep moving on. again, having the big teams powered up. So now that we have a couple, we're moving into the last 18 of this squad here. We have this Magic broken up team with the rest of X-Men or Uncanny X-Men. We put Beast with them because in here, you know, Beast is great with any mutant, especially any X-Men. Really helps the squad. And so we're going to try this one out here. So this is becoming a kind of like a meta squad, if you want to say, or you will, even without in Blitz. In Blitz, even without Phoenix, they should win here because they've gotten a rework in there a little better with Magic on that squad. So you do have Scientist Supreme, that's pretty big here. And you do have Captain Marvel, whatnot. You have a Black Order here, probably not going to win, even though Magic kind of does counter them in war. Then you have another meta squad here. You have Surfer and Deathpool in here, so don't want to mess with that one, even if especially with the ISOs there. And then you have this squad here. Black Order's not meta, but they're still a pretty good win in Blitz. They still get a win in Blitz. So we're going to try this squad here. So let's see if we can get a win here. And we lost. Okay, so we lost. So probably because, you know, it's not highly built enough. You know, and it's okay. So there's only two losses there. We only want to get 7 losses out of the 37 teams. So we're only at 2. So this is pretty good. 2 out of, you know, this is not bad. So we're going to move up. So we have Doc Ock against, you know, 2 meta characters here. You have Nebula and, yeah, Beast is the strongest on that team there. So not really the best, but we'll see. You know, like it's okay. Yeah, probably the loss there was probably because of support protectors, and instead of like your damage dealers. So you got to have, you know, some heavy damage dealers. So I want to bring, you know, these guys up a little higher just to give them some more pressure. You know, on the win there. So that's that. All right, so we have Doc Ock here and this squad, and we have this meta here. We have Deathpool. It's a big Deathpool, and this Nebula here. And then we have a Kestrel Shield team. Don't want to face that. And then we also have this team. This team is going to be easy to beat, so we'll just take that one. Because you could already tell it has Shield Medic. Look for the characters that are also like not reworked and still on low tiers of not good. So we have a Weapon X team here against a Heroes for Hire team here with ISOs. Okay. And then no Colleen Wing though. Then we have some sort of form of X-Force, not X-Force, Weapon X with Minerva. Oh, it looks like my blitz points is stuck. So we'll have to look afterwards. We'll have to go out and come back in and see what we have here. But remember, we start at 4.2. So we have this Weapon X squad here broken up with Minerva, no ISO. And then we have this squad. But these guys are meta, so these guys should win anything right now. And then we have this team, and then we have, back to Shang-Chi and them. So Weapon M. All right, so we're going to try, I mean, we could try this. It's probably going to win, right? Should we try this? Should we try this team here? You know, see if it wins? Should we try it and see if it wins there? I mean, just for practice. I mean, it is just really for practice. So it really doesn't matter at this point. But we know that this will probably win since it doesn't have Omega Red. And we know for a fact that this will win. So let's try and see if this wins here with the Shang-Chi broken up squad. Not with Colleen Wing, but with Jessica Jones. And that's a win. A little health gone, but that's fine. Shang-Chi's meta, so that's okay. All right, so that's a win. We have our Heroes for Hire. So we have this here against, a Doom, a Kestrel, and Nebula, and a Bishop, and a Spider-Man symbiote. Definitely not winning that one. So then we have a broken up squad here. We have Ant-Man and, you know, these characters here. It might be okay, but they do have ISO. So maybe, I don't know. And then we have Infinity Watch. So might have to go back and check this one out. And let's see if we win here. And that's a win. So that's a win. All right, so that's good. Again, having a big a big having the characters again is also important. Big Shang-Chi having a big Misty Knight or Calling Wing is important there. Even though these guys aren't, they're more war. I don't know. I don't really use them in Gamma anyway. So, so then we have an Ultron tech team, Ultron villains tech team. So we have this. So this is what I put together. I don't remember if this was on the sheet or not, but I think this is important because not only does Vision and Ultron work well together because it's tech, you have the villain tech here. And I think this should be okay. And then we have this mercenary team without Taskmaster should win. We have a Phoenix team that we are not going to go against. And then we have a meta team here of Deathpool and Kestrel and Gamora and Sharon Carter. Not going to go against those the other. So we're going to go here. Let's see if this wins. And that's a win. So that's pretty good. And then we have, this was on that infographic sheet. This was with, I actually liked this. This was Phoenix with Wakanda. Wakanda just doesn't win in Blitz. And if they do, it's like the first round very early. But this is good. It's hard to not put Phoenix with this team. So we're gonna try and win here. Not with Infinity Watch on this squad. Not with X Factor and Surfer. And oh wow, this is tough. And not with the Black Order. So we're gonna move up and try and get a win there. So we're gonna see where. We're going to have then we have a Doom with Hand with Nobu here against this Heroes for Hire squad. And then we have a Symbiote squad. And then we have this squad here. No real damage here in this team. So this might be okay to do. So let's try that one out. And that's a win. So now that we do that, now we have our X Factor squad with Psylocke. Psylocke there to remove those buffs. And then we have just another broken up team with no ISOs here. We have a team here that's another broken up, but with ISOs, still not a great squad. And then we have another squad here. This might be a little bit of a challenge or whatnot, but I'll probably still win all of them with this squad. But let's go right here and let's take the dub here. So that's good. And then we have Symbiotes. Now this is kind of getting weird. Symbiotes is starting to have a hard time in Blitz. I don't know, like they're just falling from, grace really fast. So can't go here against the squad because this team really goes off on debuffs and, summons. So no summons here. And then we have Surfer, Kestrel, and Deathpool here. Not going to work. Then we have this squad here where you have really a big Sinister and a big Sabretooth. So other than that, this might be okay to beat. And then you have this team here. You have Black Bolt, Maw, Invisible Woman, Thanos, and Minerva. Probably won't win this one either. So let's go back to the Phoenix squad. And let's see what we can find here. It might be different in power level, which it is. So we have a Phoenix X Uncanny team here. And with no ISOs, probably not going to beat that. And then we have a Phoenix Kestrel Zemo team, probably not going to squad. Probably not going to be that with Gamora as well. And then we have this team, oh wow, with Cloak Dagger and Eternals and Doom. So definitely not going to win that. So we can just try and move on from here, and let's move back up and see where we go. So here we have a Black Order team with a broken up Infinity Watch with Kestrel. Definitely not going to win that. As Guardian team, definitely going to win that out of the three here. So, and there's a Kestrel here on this squad. So let's go over here. Let's see if we can take a win here with this Black Order squad. Very good. So now let's try and go back, and let's try and capture a win from this Phoenix team. It should be different. So now we have a Vision Avengers with Wolverine squad with ISO, still broken up. We have an Eternals Emma, Cable, Loki squad. So this is Speed Eternals. This is an arena team. Very meta, very heavy right now. This is absolutely, you cannot beat this squad. So definitely not going to do that. We have a Phoenix against the Spiders team here. This could go sideways quick, especially if someone dies. Who knows? the Phoenix dies here. But maybe we try this one here with this Wave 1 Wolverine. Maybe it works. I don't know. And we get a win. And some of the Wakandans were still alive there too. So that's great. So now we can kind of like start finishing up this. And let's go up to Symbiotes. So there we have a Kree team. We have Ultimus and Kree minions and Minerva and Captain Marvel. No ISO though, so that's okay. Then we have an Ultron, Black Bolt, Ma, Thanos, Shuri team. Probably not going to beat that. But there are summons here from Ultron, so that could be in our favor. Then you have this team, Infinity Watch. Definitely not going to beat that. So let's try this one here. And what do you guys think would win here? What do you guys think would win here? This is being live on Twitch. If you guys want to find me live on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/SageSentient. And if you guys need to find me, it's all socials, Sage Sentient, YouTube, and all places. I think I probably win here. But I don't know. But maybe with the maybe with C. A is the Ultron team with summons. B is definitely the Infinity Watch team. Not going to win that. And then C is this Kree team. Probably win here, right? Probably win here. Or do we, I mean, this is only practice, so this, so maybe we try this one. And we get a win. So that's good. All right, so Anti Venom was the only one that died here, so that's not bad. But at the same time, Anti Venom losing, if you lose, just install. But this is interesting because the two engines of the squad really are Symbiote Spider-Man and Anti Venom. You really need those guys to keep going. But and you need Carnage for speed, and then you need Scream for that turn meter, things like that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, we're approaching the end here, so let's try and speed through this because these are pretty much all meta teams at the end of my Blitz. You can see the points are racking up here at 83. And we have Secret Avengers here with 2 minions that really don't care. This is going to beat Asgardians. This is definitely going to beat, Defenders. And this is definitely going to beat this Ultron X-Factor team. So we're just going to go ahead and just take an easy squad here. And obviously the 2 guys are going to die there. That's fine. Again, now this is actually really interesting. So I actually put this squad together because we have a Wave 1 team with no ISO. We have a Heroes for Hire squad with Punisher, and then we have another squad here broken up but whatnot. This is probably going to be a team, but this team is we have 3 meta teams on New Warriors. I put America Chavez with this team because she's City and she's City Mystic, right, or something. And put it together, it's a loss. There's that, and then I have Jessica Jones for Cleanse. So whether it works or not, whether they go far, it doesn't matter. But I put them together because I thought it might be this smart to do here. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna roll. So that's an easy win there. And then we have, let's see, we have a broken up X-Men. We took away Beast to put with the X-Men team. One Girls Night Out. This team is one team shy of Girls Night Out, right? All right, so we have Astonishing X-Men here with just a regular minion because this team is so meta. Now, we're going against a meta team here. Probably not going to beat this one. They're a little larger, too. Here's a broken up team with ISO and another Sinister team here with Iceman and Wolverine. So we're probably going to leave that one alone. Because Wolverine and Iceman are are meta right now, and they're a little larger. So we're going to go here. So we'll just take these guys out. I'm
proud of you.
And let's see. We did Infinity Watch here. Broke these guys up with Namor and Mantis. I mean, they put this in the infographic. The infographic that I used was the infographic from Pathfinder Gaming, and that's the team that I used. So some worked, some were great, but I adjusted some on my own, and there's that. And then we have, let's see, we have a, you know, whatever you want to call this here, you know, just a Defenders team, a Wave 1 team, Infinity Watch team. So not going to go against the Infinity Watch team because obviously it's not a full Infinity Watch here. And then we have Defenders team here, so this is going to be easy to beat. And then we have a Kestrel Marauders team. This team always loses in Blitz. This team always loses in Blitz. The reason why is because no serious damage. And even with Sabretooth, it doesn't do well in some places. So I put Kestrel here for whatever reason. You know, I could have, you know, changed up a lot here, but I wanted more meta teams so I can keep going further. Obviously, you can even see here I'm at 97. You know, this should pretty much beat anybody, you know, in here and in this squad. And then also definitely not beating the squad because this is Eternals and Cloaked and New Warriors. So this will just wax these guys. All right. Yeah, it might apply to your roster, but you can look at some comps for the ideas inside of that, inside of the infographic. But the infographics won't work unless you have these teams built a certain way. You know, you got to really have them, you know, for, you know, Gear 12 and, you know, 6664 and level 65. It kind of is that way. Luckily, I've played this game for almost 4 years, so it's very, it's ideal. You know, other than that, I don't know. It just depends. But you really have to find it what's comparable to your roster to get you further. But this is practice for, you know, 1% in Blitz, for main Blitz. Heavy blitzes where I know I really want to try and, you know, get a serious win or serious wins in a Blitz rotation for a character that's coming out. Anyway, so this is Hydra Surfer. These goons aren't doing anything. This is really just to plug Surfer here in against his Defenders team. So against Sims, probably might not win. I don't know. Probably will. Against F4, probably, I don't know. But we can practice. We can practice and see if it wins. This actually is probably the team that I don't know if it's going to win against. We know it's going to win against this one. Against Sims, I don't know. I don't know. Probably not, because these guys are going to keep dying so soon. So they're going to get all the turn meter here. So maybe we go here and see if this works. And we get a win against the we get a solid win basically against a F4 team. So there, you know, that was that. So we actually that's actually not bad. I wish I could retry. Let's see if we can retry. We pull up another Sim squad. No, I should have done that. Yeah, for science. Here's a Web Warriors team that I put right at the end. And this should be okay because they are now the new meta team. And then you have this squad here for Broken Up. Doesn't matter. You have Asgardian team here. And then you have a Skeleton team. Really, they should beat anybody, you know? So let's try the Skill Military team. I'm actually interested to see if they win here. And they lost. So they're probably not built high enough. That's probably why. They probably need higher builds. And they lost here, and that's okay. But I'm at 6.5 million, and I've only lost, what? How many did we lose? 3 or 4? We lost less than 7. Why is it? So this is a great example if you guys want to check this out. I use the Pathfinder Gaming. Blitz infographic. So if you want to try that out, this is what it was. This is what I used, and it helped me for what I needed to do. You know, there were some teams in here that I thought that were good, and some teams that I didn't think that were great. So this really all comes down to what you think is best for your roster. This is all roster dependent. So check this out. I put this in the link chat. I also put this in the link in the description. And Let's go, man. Let's go back. I want to. Oh, here. Oh, and here's our last team. Here's our last team. We have Eternals with Hand Sentry and Sorceress with Korath against a Guardian squad, a Phoenix squad against its Guardian. Anything Eternals right now, they're absolutely going to they're going to get beat. So have fun with this. Let's take a look at here. Bang. So we ended at 6.5. So really, if you look at it, I went from starting this practice in Blitz in Black Panther. I started at 1.9 on my very first run. At the first run, I ended at 1.9. Second run was 4.2, and with less than 7 losses, I ended at 6.5 for my round. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So about 2.3 million increase in my Blitz rotation just by doing that. That I think is a pretty big. That's a pretty solid boost if you ask me. And then I'll try and keep doing this. So we're gonna try this for every 1%. We'll definitely get this on Spider-Gwen coming up. So, oh my goodness, these Ravagers. Let's get that out of there. So let's move along. All right, so yeah, solid 2.2 per run average is actually not bad. Not bad at all. So we're going to close it out here. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can always find me here on YouTube. And that's Twitch TV/Sage Sentient if you want to find me on Twitch. And we always have a lot of fun here. And come find me on Blitz with DJ for Thursdays and whatnot that we do here. And I know this is a long video, but you know what? There's probably going to be some funny things that are going to be happening anyway along the way. And I'll probably just speed it up so you guys don't have to see every single one. So sorry this was a 37-minute video. But hopefully it works and it helps you. So cheers. And I hope to see you guys soon. Ah!